There is a hadith, Ikhwani, which comes to the mind as well. When the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, he said, he who prays the janazah in our masjid, there is nothing for him. This hadith is authentic in Muslim Imam Ahmad. He who prays the janazah in our masjid is nothing for him. Some people thought, even scholars, they thought that this hadith means that there is no prayer, there's no reward for the person who prays the janazah without escorting it. Okay? Or there is no reward whatsoever for the janazah. No. What it means, the hadith here, that if you think that praying the janazah in the masjid is more rewardable, no, there is no extra reward. Okay, that's what it means. So praying in the janazah in the masjid has no extra what? Reward. It hasn't. Especially the masjid of the Prophet ﷺ, which is, if you pray in it, is equivalent to 1,000 multiple of any other masjid except the Masjid al-Haram. So it doesn't mean that. It means that if you think there is an extra reward, there is, like for example, we have number of ahadith where the Prophet he said, "Man sama ad-dahr fala siyama lah." Who fasted the whole day, the whole year, there's no fasting, there's no extra reward for him. Here, fasting the whole year, it doesn't mean fasting the Eid day. No. Fasting every possible day that can be fasted. Here the same thing the Prophet said, he who thinks that he praying in the masjid of the Prophet or the janazah is going to have extra reward, there is no extra reward. Where was the prayer of the janazah at the time of the Prophet? Something called musalla al-janaz. The prayer of the janazah is musalla, which is next to the graveyard, next to the Baqi' al-Gharqad. So it's closer than the masjid of the Prophet of Allah to the cemetery. Called musalla al-janaz. Very rare that we find that the companions would offer the prayer of the janazah in the masjid of the Prophet ﷺ. It happened to one of the companions. Can anybody tell me which companion that his janazah was prayed upon in the masjid? There was a companion whom even the wives of the Prophet ﷺ had prayed on him. He was put for them to pray the janazah on him. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas radiallahu anhu. Sa'd ibn Waqqas, when he was killed, radiallahu anhu, and he died. So he was having the janazah radiallahu anhu inside the masjid. Some of the companions, they said, what is this? How can they pray the janazah in the masjid? You know, they thought it's like a bid'ah. Okay? So Aisha radiallahu anha, she said, you're wrong. For verily, Uthman ibn Mad'un, and he said, he has been prayed upon in the masjid. So there was a prayer of the janazah in the masjid. But it is only, not onto the, you could say the majority, very rare. So the prayer of the janazah should be in the musalla janazah, but it's no problem to pray in the masjid. But if you think praying in the haram of that is going to be more rewardable, it is not. 931, please.